Miles McLaughlin here with Wilco Land. I've got two properties out here in the Badlands of South Dakota. So this is central to western South Dakota. What we do here at Wilco Land, we're a small land investment company offering a lot of unique and epic type of land deals out there on the market. I do want to start this video letting you know I'm going to talk about what I know in this property. I'm going to share some opinions on it, what I see in it. I'm going to go over some FAQs. Share with you how to locate it on a map, how to potentially go and visit the property as well. So tune in. I actually have two properties out here in the Badlands of South Dakota. I don't have photos on these properties yet. I'm getting a photographer out there. So stay tuned. You'll have photos on the website here shortly if you're watching this video right now. But getting started with a video, leave a disclaimer to start all of them. This is not real estate advice. This is not legal advice. This doesn't replace your own due diligence. I'm simply sharing my thoughts and opinions on the property from my experience in the industry and what I know about the land and what's helped customers in the past. You as a buyer are still going to be responsible for your due diligence and feasibility to make sure this land's a good fit for you. So getting started here, I'm going to just pull up the coordinates. I have both the properties on Google Earth Onyx Maps right here. And getting started with one of them, we're in central South Dakota. We are truly like right in the Badlands. So I've copied the coordinates here. I'm going to show you this first property. So I'm going to start with this property and talk about it. Then I'll move on to the next one. So I've got two of them in this general vicinity, really close to like Wall Drug. South Dakota's really become a place where people are trying to invest in land, right? Montana, South Dakota, Idaho, places like that. I'm seeing a lot of investment in this area. So, this is Badlands National Park right out here. You're right in the middle of it, essentially. We're on Scenic Highway 44 here. It's a scenic pass down the road from the property. So again, this is a great kind of a hidden gem of a national park here in South Dakota. This is where essentially you're investing in land. Check this out. Pretty cool, right? Like this is really what you're investing in, like the grasslands, Badlands National Park. I could go on and on with the photos. Like it's really cool. And so people are looking for camping sites out here. This is a spot, for me, I think about it. I own an old 1970 K-Yacht camper. It's like, why couldn't I pull up a camper on this property? That's what comes to my head. Maybe it's a long-term investment. Maybe it's a property you're just going to pull a camper up to, whatever the case. This is a super affordable land investment and actually a really cool area. So you can see here's like a little chunk of property. And like, here's that Highway 44 we just brought up. You can see like we're not right in the dead center of the Badlands, but this imagery is tough to actually understand the kind of capture where we're at on a map. So you can kind of click through some of this stuff on your own on Google Earth. It's hard to capture. Like, you can see the landscape is changing all throughout here. Like if I zoom out, all this landscape is like, this is the Badlands, So you can see like this landscape, the topography is very different. And so is this. This is all Badlands too, right? This is all cliffed out kind of down here too, right? Of the Badlands. So we're right. I know it looks pretty rural and deserted up here, but we're really right in the middle of the Badlands. Look as I zoom out, look at the topography on a map. And I can click all these little dots and it shows you kind of the beautiful surreal area that this really is, right? Hidden in the middle of South Dakota. You wouldn't believe it. This exists out here. And there's actually a lot of old history, with like dinosaurs and Native American history out here too. So you get a lot of people, that are interested in the historical aspect of this area. So again, I'm just going to drop in here. Like I said, this property appears to be accessed right off this road. So we're looking at really recreational property. You're bringing your camper to it. You're bringing, your tents, whatever. And I can do some measurements to show you how wide it is. It's about 17 yards wide. I can turn that into feet. We're about 55 feet wide here in that direction. If I were to go the length here, just to give you an idea, just measuring it out, 140 feet that way. It's about 50 yards, so half a football field. And I don't think there's street views right here. Otherwise, we'd be looking at them. But you can get on Highway 44 down here and see these street views. Like, let's just say I dropped a pin down here, for example. You can actually get on this highway and kind of drive around looking at it. So, yeah, we're out here in rural South Dakota. There's really no way around that. You can see off in a distance the Badlands, right, like that. You can see there's a little creek running through here. So, again, like I said, we're really advertising a recreational property. I don't see a ton of I'm sure you could maybe put a yurt on it or some sort of tiny home, maybe something that doesn't require a permit. I mean, a lot of our customers do get creative that way in that sense, but like I said, I'm just kind of shooting you straight. It's a recreational property sitting here in the middle of South Dakota, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm into it. Our business is based out of South Dakota, and I love this area right here in the middle of the Badlands. So you want to go visit the property. I guess I'm going to educate you on how to do that. Just getting back to this listing, all I would do is plug in the coordinates here and go on like an app like Onyx Maps, for example, and just plug in these GPS coordinates and go find the property. I have a blog on the website about how to use Onyx Maps for successful land visits. Really everything around here, again, you can see the property here right off that main road. Looks like this person's actually using their lot to maybe that's topography, maybe that's some sort of rock structure. But again, get out there, lay some eyes on it if you're interested in it. The rest of it is surrounded by the Buffalo Gap National Grasslands. And again, as I zoom out a little bit, this is reservation to the south of here. This is all the Badlands Wilderness National Park Service. So up here in blue, we can see that. And then this is the Buffalo Grasslands. And then here's some walk-in hunting programs just to the east of it. You can see that's described here. So people will donate, I guess not donate land, but get a tax benefit for walk-in hunting programs, right, for the public to hunt. I don't know all the regulations around it, but that's kind of the case. Wild drugs out here, things like that. So that's how I would view the property. I want to show you guys the other property here real quick before we end the video. This property is a little bit different. What I'm seeing in this property, this is what we call platted access. So it's a little bit of a different location. You can see the first property is up here. The second property is just south of Highway 44. Again, I mean, just in a cool area, just south of the scenic Highway 44. And you can see there's other land ownership here. Like, we're not the only people owning land. This is platted out for other landowners, right? So you can see that. There's some sort of, I'm guessing we can get on street views right here and see what this looks like. I mean, there's tracks going back to these properties potentially. I mean, it's really pretty, I mean, it really is a hidden gem of area. You can see the Badlands over here. You can see it down here, right? In person, I've driven this route. It's a lot better in person. But yeah, it looks like there's some sort of access point maybe people are using there. I don't know the legality of all that, but somebody's coming through here and driving across these lots that are owned. I mean, that's a county lot, but these are private lots, that's USA. So again, these are private lots though right here. What I'm kind of seeing is they're platted out, they're on a plat map. So at one point this was subdivided to create some sort of development, and this space between the properties typically means that's an easement, or like it was platted access, maybe not a so-called easement, but like that was platted out to be maybe a road or an access point for these properties at one point. Now at this day and age, I mean, I guess the property is just sitting there unused. I mean, all these properties probably are. Maybe something never took off and everything's sitting out here really unused. Like I said, maybe you're pulling off to the side of the road right here. You're walking back there for a campsite. Maybe you're just driving back there. I don't know what all the rules are around that or how that would work in reality. So, I mean, that's, again, hence the price, right? There are some gray areas when we're talking about land investments, especially something like this. So if I zoom back out and I go to this listing on the website, so the original 0.6 acre we saw has a road running along it, really easy to visualize. It's priced more for a reason with that road going by it. This 0.12 acre in the Badlands here is going to be, let's see what's adjacent to it so we understand the land ownership out here. And this is why I like Onyx Maps quite a bit too. So if I zoom in, everything around it is going to be the Buffalo, look at this, Buffalo Gap National Grassland, right? So everything around it is going to be that public land ownership owned by, I'm assuming, the state, SD government lands. And this is our little lot here. That's a private owner. And again, you've kind of got this space between the properties. Like I said, I don't know what the restrictions are about coming around here and just driving off this road down into the property like that. That's something I can't answer in this video. That's some sort of research and due diligence you'll have to do. I guess in a worst case scenario, a person could essentially pull off here off 44 and spend the night on the property camping, I would assume. So that's kind of the target audience. If not, maybe you're looking for a long-term investment. Maybe you work with the county and the state on putting yurts on this property for stargazing and camping. These are kind of creative things our customers are doing more and more of in today's day and age. They're looking into tiny homes. They're looking into yurts. They're looking into ways to use property creatively. So again, got some other deals across the West, South Dakota, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, places like that. So get with me if you have questions. Our number here at Wilco Land, 605-299-5553. Thanks for tuning in.